Jump between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. The shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Attack here, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Robert Quinn. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now Jackson on second down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the gun, Jackson. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throwing now, Jackson on 1st down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Robert Quinn in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. 2nd down, here's an option right. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50, 1st and 10. First carry for Kenyon Drake. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin 1st down.
Well, from an offense's perspective, that sure was pretty because the corner route, it's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective.
What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position?
Yeah, I think it is because more and more, tight ends are being treated like wide receivers. These are some agile players who can make a play in any spot on the field. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now the former fourth-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
Another scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
On third down, Brissett to Michelle on the screen. The screen good for 6, but it's not enough as it leads to a fourth down.
They dialed up the screen pass on third down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Sanders' kick is good, and the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So our initial drive of the night ends in 3 points. Maybe not exactly what this home crowd wanted, but they'll take the early lead.
They will take it. You're exactly right. Everybody wants a touchdown. But in this case, good opening drive, put points on the board, and a lot of coaches do believe the first team to score in the game, statistically, often ends up the winner.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. That didn't happen on that play.
Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. On third down, Jackson eluding the pressure right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football, but likely not for long as they're in punt formation to kick it away. Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Here we go on 4th down with Jackson. And that is caught. He's got his running back downfield. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now they'll run it on the toss. Space to run past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Ravens are in for 6.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So now here come the Dolphins. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders. That
guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Ohio!
Brissett now on second down. Got him in. It's Brashon Perriman. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Flex round! Flex round!
On first down, Drake. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Brissett from the gun on 3rd. That is caught. It's Perriman. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Dolphin first down. Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Let's go! Brand 38!
From the gun, here's Brissett. Trying to lay one up deep. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the tip drill. And good concentration by him to react to it and pull in the interception.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. After the interception, here's Jackson. He's going to look deep down the field. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
All right, here we go. Green,
On 3rd down, Jackson. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he's got this down to the 35. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. Right back to him on first down. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
On 2nd down, Jackson escaping the pressure right. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 15. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage all also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
This drive starts out on the ground with Michel, and he powers his way up past the 30. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
A 2nd down throw for Brissett to Michel on the dump off. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Dolphins have a 1st down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a lot.
And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Flex round, flex round. Ohio, Ohio.
It's 3rd and long for Brissett. And the pressure gets to him again. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 1st half. On 4th down, Matt Hawk to punt it away. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And before the 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Play action. It's Jackson. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So we have reached halftime. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Jakeem Grant now to return. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the 1st half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the 2nd half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Zadarius Smith able to get him down.
And it's Michel once again. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Going deep here for Stills. And this is taken in at the 5. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
He'll get it up the middle, and he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Brandon, if I wanted to run the football this close to the goal line, I think I just turn around and hand it to my tailback. Too many things could go wrong in this situation. I think they're fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. The kick by Sanders is good. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And on the ground they go with the running back. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
To throw is Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll try the option on 3rd down. He may try and run for this. Well, he's taken down, but not before picking up the first thanks to a flashy little spin move. Beating him there with his legs. 21 yards, 1st down. From midfield now, here's Jackson. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The quarterback run good for 10 that time, but it does lead to a 3rd down.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on third down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
Too long for a field goal, too short to punt. That in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down.
Flex round! Flex round!
Brissett on first down. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down.
I think this is where we see how the game has moved along a little bit. Free safety, no blitz, but reads the play, has no responsibility in coverage, and takes a gamble and goes and gets the quarterback.
Well, is that a spot, though, where when he's coming, the quarterback needs to be able to find somebody or not necessarily?
Has to, because with that amount of time coming from the free safety position,
looking for Stills here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
John Harbaugh thought about it, and now his guys are going to go for the two-point conversion. They're going to keep it on the ground, and he will get into the end zone, and it's now a two-score game as the lead moves to 9. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins' offense now heads back on the field.
Flex round! Flex round! Check!
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Play action now. Brissett. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Zadarius Smith not dropping into coverage. He comes on the blitz and takes him down for a loss of 9. The Dolphins on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Here we go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Ohio! Ohio!
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. That little arc on it, he's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver was Jakeem Grant, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Flex round! Flex round!
Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. They'll throw again. Brissett. That's caught out left by Perriman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down. 1st down, Brissett. Looking for Perriman there. He's got him. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
And that is incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
They go play action now. Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Frank Clark in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. On 3rd down, here's an option play left. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Brissett to throw on first. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
Well, partner, so much for the mismatch. How about the guy at the second level, that big linebacker, able to run with the receiver and make a play on the football?
On On second down, Brissett again to Michelle on the screen. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. The Dolphins on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. Brissett looks to throw. His throw caught right around the 6. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. In for the score. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 1-score game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high-percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get the... To return, it's Peppers. Oh, spinning away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. They have the football. They're looking good, but the lead is just 2. So any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult because you don't want that to leak into your thinking. You want to play like, hey, we've got the advantage. We can close this out. Don't play from fear, and they can win this game.
See if they can play fear-free and hang on. He'll take this up just shy of the 40. Excellent display of footwork on that run. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. So they come up on second down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage.
Come up 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now the Dolphins are going to take another timeout here as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll go option on second down, right side. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. An option play right, and he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play, and it'll be 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And with the play clock getting closer to 0, John Harbaugh is going to call a timeout. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
Circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be.